Okay, I think the live stream began. Hey everyone, how are you doing? I hope everyone is doing good. Today I'm trying to something new. I've never done this before, so I'm a little bit nervous. It's not my first live stream, but it's the first one that I am doing using the streaming software. And I'm going to try and share my screen and switch between different screens and stuff like that, because today I'm going to do a little bit more technical video. I was going to take you on a little tour into my work routine, or to show you just one side of what I do right now that I have started my summer research, and I am not sure how it's going to come across. I really hope you guys like it. Please let me know in the comments if you would like something like this more in the future. But I feel like it's going to be more interactive, and it's going to be more interesting than just me sitting down and talking. There will be more action on screen. Yeah, but I apologize for the video quality. It's probably not the best, at least for my face cam, because I'm using the face cam from the laptop, and it has a pretty low resolution, I think, or at least when you, or maybe this is the limitation of the streaming software. I'm using OBS, so not sure. We'll see if I can improve the video quality, because I was doing the test run the other day, and well, not the other day, actually, just recently, and I didn't quite like the quality. But anyway, so I will be talking about parallel computing in Julia today. I don't think it's going to be too long. I'm just testing some things out, and I wanted to show you some of the results that I get. So I am going to switch screens. And before I talk too long, okay. So as I mentioned the other day, I was attending Parallel Julia workshop. It was a full day workshop, and we learned a lot about parallel computing and all different methods about how to parallelize your code, because this is going to be a big part of my summer research. I will be working closely with another student and hopefully help to optimize the code that there is already there, to make it run a lot faster and make good use of the cluster that we have at our university. And yeah, so I'm an absolute beginner when it comes to parallel computing, and I feel like I'm starting this very, from knowing nothing to try and become sort of good at it. So what I was doing today, I was taking notes, and this is my note-taking software. It's Notion app. I've talked about this before, so it's this Notion application that I'm using, and I'm creating some of the notes from all the codes I run, what works and what not on the cluster. And today I was working on the multi-threading, and I was testing our cluster and trying to run a test script on it, and making it and trying to find out basically the time it takes to compute whatever this file computes, and see which setup would be the best for this particular file. And so I've done a few runs already, as you can see here. I've done some benchmarking, and I am left to test these two options. And before I do it, I decided to quickly do a live stream and show you guys what that looks like. So here I have a little code. This is one version of it, and this is another version of it. This is pretty much the same stuff, with the difference that one is not parallelized, it will run in series, and another is threaded, like is designed to run on multiple threads. And I will be logging into the cluster. I will show you how that looks like, and I'll be also running it, and yeah, basically trying to show you how that might look like. So the idea is, even if you know nothing about parallel computing, if you run any kind of job on the cluster, there is physical cluster computers. Each computer has multiple computing cores. And then there is a software called Slurm, which manages everything that you send to that cluster for computation. And you can specify how you want your code to run, where you want your code to run, and stuff like that. So there are two parts to the whole process. You create a small submission script. It looks something like this, which is basically a set of instructions for the cluster to execute your file. Like, this is the file I have to execute. I'm testing right now, and there's some of the comments. I won't go into details today what all that means. It's all too much for today's video, and but I might touch on this in the future if you're interested. And this is basic, and this is also the file as part of my notes. And then this is different version, the parallel version, and then I'm keeping track of the timing. And then here is the output. After every run, I specify which output I got and how much time it took. And right now, I'm going to be logging into the cluster and trying to get the output for 12 cores and see if I get any time improvement. Because for now, it seems like at 4 cores, or like 4 threads, we're using 1 thread per core on one node. There is no advantage of using more than 4 cores. We get the same timing about here. So let's log into the cluster and see how that will look like. So I'm using secure connection. Okay. Okay, it will ask me for a password. It's not showing up for obvious reasons. So I'm on the cluster. As you can see, I'm logged in. And if I can check how many cluster nodes are busy. So 3 of the cluster nodes are busy. There are programs on it running by another user. And I want to run another file. So I'm listing all my files in my own home directory. So here I have a Julia language executable, and then a couple other folders. This is folder, and then I also have a few files. So right now I need to slightly modify this shell script file. This will be the version of this here. I will specify the number of tasks I want to run, not the tasks, number of threads. So I will need to edit. So I'm going to go into the text editor. It opens that file right on the home direct, like on the cluster that I'm working on. And I would need to change the number of threads to 12. I think it's the maximum number. Okay, so I think it's the maximum number we are allowed to use, or there physically are there. So this line here, this is an environment variable. So this basically is 12 right now because I specified it to be 12. So 12 threads. And this line here would just launch Julia with 12 threads. So I'm going to do Control-X to save the file. Click yes and enter. So now my file is modified, and I need to run it. So as batch is the command that you normally would run for like starting the job. So I hit enter, and so the job is submitted. I get the number, and if I type SQ just to check, this is my job. So it's on the cluster running on the node 4, and it will take a little bit of time, maybe like 30 seconds or something. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. Let's check again if it's still running. Okay, so it's not running anymore. It finished running. Okay, so let's list. Okay, this is the output file. I want to open it and check the output and timing. Okay. So typing more and the name of the file will open the file. Okay, okay, that looks interesting. Actually, it did speed up things. It took 6 seconds to compute. So that was really good. Okay, so let's copy that because I'm keeping track of everything, and I'm going into my notes and pasting it. I'm not sure why it's not doing it. Okay, this is what it is. Okay. Okay, so this was 12 threads. And 12 threads, it took us 6 seconds to run the same file to do the calculations, which is awesome. So it means 12 threads actually does speed things up. Okay, so that's the essence of what I do, at least at the moment. I'm just testing different things and trying to learn how to do parallel computing. So now, I think that's all I wanted to show you for today. Really, it's not supposed to be a tutorial, just maybe like a little glimpse into what I do. And next time, like my next step would be to do the same thing, trying to test several things, but by running it on multiple nodes. Like this was one node, one computer in that cluster. The next step would be to use different Julia library to rewrite the code a little so that I can actually run the code on multiple nodes and see if that can speed things up even more. Okay, so I guess, so let me check if there are any questions. Okay. Okay, so I don't see any questions in the chat, and it's fine. It's quite late. I just didn't plan for this video in advance. In the future, I'll try to make it a bit earlier if it's of interest and if somebody wants to join it live. But for now, that's about it. And if you have any questions, any suggestions, so please leave them in the comments below, and we will see each other next time. Bye, guys.